So from your perspective, where do you see the need for venture debt? Are there any specific verticals, industries, or companies and sort of startups in the various stages of evolution? Are you seeing a specific need gap where venture debt sort of comes in and fulfills that need?
Yeah, thanks. I think the ecosystem has evolved on both sides, both on the side of capital providers as well as people who are leveraging capital to grow their companies. So while there has been innovation on the capital providing side, I think on the capital consumers, if you will, which are founders, I think they've evolved dramatically over the last, I would say, 7 to 10 years, where they now know this is not an asset class to be used for survival or on the extension. I think people understand that, and I like the framework that you used, Ishpreet, which is capital for growth, which is capital for driving the business. I think people understand that. And therefore, if you look at either working capital or asset financing, or even in case a company is through with PMF and therefore wants lower cost of capital, I think smarter founders are leveraging this asset class much better now. In really early stages of the business where discovery is happening and people are still not clear on what the business will be, I think it's a dangerous place to take on leverage. But I think slightly more evolved companies, I think, are understanding that well. We see that happening across, I would say, maybe 4 or 5 very, very different kind of sectors. The most primary of this would be commerce, which is manufacturing led, which is India to the world. I think that is where there is a substantial amount of leverage that people are seeking, both in India as well as globally. I think increasingly people come and tell us that, look, I need working capital in the US, in Europe, and Middle East, because that is where my customers are. And, because of the age of the company and as well as the domicile of the company, they are not able to access that quality of finance in that part. So that's one, I would say. Second, interestingly, we are seeing this even in digital products. One of our companies, Puppet FM, is working with multiple sort of venture debt folks in order to build out their business in the US. We are seeing this happening with people who are building more, I would say, operating businesses. I think of it as, a good example I would tell you is a recent investment that we made is in a company called Solar Squared. Again, it's technically speaking, you would call it a end-to-end consumer brand, but that is where I think they're leveraging this solution as well. So I would think that maybe the other set, which is people who are not finding this relevant, is perhaps very small enough. I think across the spectrum, across the growth phases, barring the really early stages, I think the rest of it is very, very applicable.